Greg, as you know, we have a paper out there, right?
Yeah.
All right, let me go pull it up.
A paper? What is
Is
this?
it papers,
This
please?
paper?
You know about the paper, John Doe?
No.
I don't think you do.
It's a
I
Riemann
do not.
hypothesis.
Oh,
Jeff,
okay.
Jeff and
Sweet.
I and a third,
Collaborated
Dennis
on it.
Allen, collaborated on. Yeah.
Nice. Good guys. Good.
Okay, so we have. This is the news for the week. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna just touch base on this. This is news going on.
Okay.
How many reads do we got this week or this month? Where do you see it?
I don't know. It was up to 13,000 total.
Yeah, let me
I
if
don't
can-
see the numbers.
Maybe I have to be logged in to see.
Maybe so.
Why don't you log in and check? Are you up to
Me?
Yeah. Wait, no,
All
we
right.
we can do this. We can go to the profile
Why?
here.
Yeah. If you want me to share the screen, that's
And you could do some background for the audience that doesn't know about this paper.
like
Greg,
you.
Yeah. So Greg, why don't you tell John? So the entire, let's just put it this way. Most of the reads come from the hypothesis paper.
Right.
I only have 9 publications, like almost all. So it's like 13
it's up
or
to
14.
16,500.
That's my entire page though, or my whole
okay.
my whole thing.
I
I don't see where
Yeah. Okay. Let me
reads are.
get it in. I'm logged in and I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, I'm not logged in.
And you're the
Uh,
analytic dude.
Yeah.
Greg.
Me? Oh boy, I don't know about
You
that.
are now.
Yeah, it's up to
Greg Analytics.
13,434,
13,400.
which is, yeah, that's more than I remember. And then you
All
got
right,
16
let's-
for 3 for the rest of them. So
Okay, so then let me go see how
but
that
the name of the
compares.
paper, I don't know if we're letting other people know, but the name of the paper is a direct proof of the Riemann hypothesis. And the Riemann hypothesis is probably the #1 unsolved problem in mathematics. So it's a big deal. And the truth is that there's a high bar. Even if you prove it, you got to convince people that it's been proven, and you need to get people, with the credentials, the mathematical credentials and so on, to back it and put their neck on the line and say, yeah, this is actually done. The paper was written in September 2020, so it's been 3.5 years now, and we got 13,500 reads, which is a lot for this website, which is ResearchGate. I mean,
Now, do
it's
they
one of the
give feedback as a part of this website?
very few people do. A few
we
people
have corresponded with mathematicians over the
Okay.
years.
Oh yeah. So just to be clear, most proofs out there are indirect proofs, meaning that what you do to have an indirect proof of anything is you assume that it's not true, and then you arrive at a contradiction. You prove A and not A, and therefore the thing that you assumed must be false. So therefore it's true. And that's the way most proofs go. So a direct proof would be just that. You're directly proving it. It's like proving that all right triangles satisfy the Pythagorean theorem. Well, you prove it by showing it. You don't get every single right triangle there is. You just prove it in the case. You draw an arbitrary right triangle and you show that it's true for that case. Therefore, it's true for all cases. And that's kind of what the direct proof is that we have for this. Jeff went on to write we worked on together, but mostly Jeff, another direct proof of another conjecture, which is the Birchon-Swinnerton-Dyer conjecture. And that one is also one of the millennial prizes. There's an organization that's supposed to give $1 million out for successfully proving this. And that was done back in August. So that's been now 6, 7 months.
Now, this particular site, how many publications became not total, but became provable or within the
generally speaking,
community,
let me be frank and say that
mathematical community.
This website is kind of a holding tank in a way. So people from all over academia put their papers on here. It just means that they put it up there. It doesn't mean that it's been peer reviewed or anything like that. So in order to get published in a peer reviewed journal, which is what you'd want to have, obviously, if you want to have it gain the kind of acceptance we want, then you would have to submit the paper to the journal, and they would have to accept it and go through the whole process and all that kind of stuff. But since there are so many papers, and I'm talking, I guess, hundreds of thousands of papers written by authors all over the world that have unpublished papers, they put them up on this website as a sort of like a holding tank, and they do solicit, what are your comments about that? There's a lot of papers that have less than 10 reads. I'd say the vast majority of them have very few reads because the only people who are interested are, the small group of people who might be interested in that particular topic. But the Riemann hypothesis is a big enough deal that a lot of people are interested in it. And they may just glance at it. They may read the whole
And there's
thing.
a prize associated with it.
Yes,
So
there
there's
is.
some-
There's a
Handful of
prize.
prizes.
But it's more than just the prize,
Yeah.
it's the recognition and being, and it's a big deal to be recognized as the guys that solved it. Now, just to be fair, there are lots of people who are claiming to have solved the Riemann hypothesis. We're not the only
not the
ones.
Birchall-Swinnerton-Dyer conjecture, though.
That's true. That's less people doing that. But there's
Now,
lots
is
of
there a
videos out
leading
there talking about how
contender,
hard it is
or-
and why it's been around for 150 years and nobody's solved it. And they just ignore all these people that are making claims, including us. But
Now, for the prize money or whatever the prize is, what you probably have to publish it, and then what's the criteria for having
well, there
them
isn't
to
a set
evaluate it?
criteria. I think.
Yeah, there is.
again,
I'll give you the rules if you want.
Okay, go ahead.
It has to be out there for 2 years at
Okay.
least before they
Well, we've
even
done that.
consider it. Yeah, we're there. No, and
Check.
it has to be accepted, which pretty means one mathematician needs to come forward to defend it. So if one, and that could be an editor at a journal, but one mathematician to defend it, if he defends it and no one can find any arguments,
He
Clay
or she.
Mathematics- yeah, Clay Mathematics Institute would step in and could give it. Now here's the thing: there's only one other millennial prize that was solved. That was by Grigory. What's the last name? Perlman.
Perlman, yeah.
And
Grigory, that's Greg. Just
Grigory,
Russian.
and his didn't get awarded the prize for like 8 years after he
Yeah.
put it out there. So, and Clay Mathematics
process.
Institute was one of the last ones. He was already winning awards in other areas, and so
You want to be sure, and I
Yes.
get that. It's like anything else. It's like, they came out with, people are recognizing Diana Nyad for her swim, and there's others that are somewhat experts are saying, I don't think so.
yes, exactly.
It's the same kind of thing with this. We need to get acceptance from, and more than just one, I would say, although technically just one, I
But
suppose.
the criteria is at least one before they get evaluated for the prize money.
at least one, again, a highly credentialed person who's been working
years,
specifically on
one-
this problem. And here's the other goal, nobody wants to, the only people who are credible enough to say, yeah, they did it are people who've been working on it. And those people who've been working on it, trust
They're
me,
not
they're
going to
not
accept it. Yeah.
They're not going to accept it because they don't like our approach, because it's a direct approach as opposed to an indirect.
Well, I
approach.
don't know if they like our approach. It's just the fact that somebody else has it.
There's
I mean,
there's a little bit of jealousy
there-
involved, obviously, so that we have to overcome that bar.
There's one,
know.
yeah. So the one thing that is kind of the same reaction with every single mathematician that we've had it brought up to is this: everything from start to finish is correct, except they're questioning the last thing, and I'm like, well, they have to question something, right? Hey, if you like these kind of conversations and you'd like to see more, click like and subscribe to our channel. And if you're at the computer and you'd like to hear the whole podcast, click right here.